tell him it's not your fault. Leonard trying to do the same thing. Oh, fly, baby, fly!
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
Kawhi Leonard is easily one of the best players in the NBA right now, and his career might be a bit atypical in terms of how he got to where he is now, but he's a two-time NBA champ, a two-time Finals MVP, and someone with the skills to get the job done and lead various teams to victory, which mean he's been paid very well over the years. So how exactly does one like him spend his money? Join us as we show you what Kawhi Leonard spends his millions on. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 8. His car. Eventually. It's very curious to talk about Kawhi Leonard in regards to his purchases because despite being a top-rated NBA player and easily one of the best players in the entire NBA, he's not exactly a guy who spends a lot of money on cars, which is perfectly shown via the love he had for Malibu. No, not the place Malibu, the car Malibu. Despite earning a lot of money via his rookie contract, Kawhi drove a Chevy Malibu for the first few seasons of his career, and for very simple reasons. It's paid off, he said in 2004. I don't have a car note on it, it's good on gas, it's a good commuter car if you don't want to drive your luxury car. In many ways, this is the opposite of what NBA players do. Most of them can't wait to get that first paycheck and go spend it on a fancy new car. But Kawhi, not so much. He would later get a Porsche, but that was because of peer pressure, and he only drove it on game days. Given that Porsches are expensive and his friends were helping him pick it out, it's fair to think that it was at least over $100,000. And it's possible he's gotten a nicer car since then. But more than likely, he's back to the Malibu or a similar car. Whatever trips your trigger, Kawhi. Number 7. Youth Camp. When it comes to basketball players, you sometimes find that they're a bit arrogant on how they handle themselves, their money, and more. But Kawhi was honestly raised right, so every year he goes and hosts a basketball youth camp in California, which is where he grew up. To him, it's not just a camp, it's a charity, one he's very proud of running. And he does indeed do this every year so that the kids can come out, have fun, and honestly say they've played basketball with an NBA great like him. But it's not all fun and games. He's honestly teaching them how to play basketball so that they can maybe learn to play it themselves. He does the basic things for them by teaching fundamental skills, but even that can mean a lot to some of these kids. This may seem like a rather small way to spend his money, but Kawhi is honestly showing that he cares about people and he wants to do good by them. And who knows? He might just inspire someone via these camps to play basketball and be the next NBA great. Weirder things have happened in this world. Number 6. Chevy Tahoe. So, remember that story we told you about how Kawhi still drives that Malibu from 2004 because it runs? Well, this is actually a running theme for him, because before he spent a lot of money on things, he got a 1997 Chevy Tahoe that he got in his high school days, and he still drives it. Which is insane to think about for all the reasons you might expect. But just as important, it's a car that's over 23 years old now, but he still drives it because it runs. And he doesn't have to pay for it because it's already paid off. Again, this is somewhat mind-blowing, because usually NBA stars, including legends of the past, can't wait to go and get fancy cars with their first paychecks. But for Kawhi, he honestly doesn't care about that. He wants function over form, and he's fine with cars that are old and likely will be driving them until they can literally drive no more. Truly, Kawhi is a special kind of guy. Number 5. San Diego Mansion. Now into something that definitely cost him a lot of money. Kawhi originally lived in Los Angeles, where he now plays for the Clippers. But eventually, he decided to go and get a mansion in San Diego. Set on a lot of more than 5 acres, the Tuscan-style estate has been renovated and updated for modern-day living. Oh, and it cost him over $13 million to get it. This majestic house has a workout facility, home theater, gourmet kitchen, and 2 offices. There's also a wine vault for wine and food tasting. Leonard's house has 7 bedroom suites. There are 10.5 bathrooms in all for the 2-time Finals MVP and his family. Outdoors, the ground center on a multi-section pool complete with raised spa, a conversation/fire pit, waterfall features, and Baja decks. There are also various patio areas and a tennis court. So yeah, Kawhi is going to be living just fine in this home. Plus, with the money he's gotten over the years, from the Spurs, Raptors, and now the Clippers, if he wanted another house, he could easily go and get it without any issue. Though something tells us that's not likely to happen unless a pressing need arrives in Kawhi's life. Number 4. Wingstop. Okay, this one is tricky because technically Kawhi Leonard doesn't spend money on this, but it's too good of a story to pass up. You see, Kawhi is a man who appreciates getting things for cheap, which apparently includes him going to Wingstop to get their famous wings, and using promotional coupons to go and get them for free. What's more, he would do this even when he was raking in the money in the NBA. You'd think he would be fine shelling out a few bucks for those wings when he's making millions, but apparently not. Anyway, after a while, Wingstop decided that they were just going to give him the wings he wanted for free. No, really, they're doing that. Kind of making Kawhi their unofficial spokesperson. This is just crazy to think about, you know? Because come on, how does Kawhi go so cheaply in life when he literally has millions at his disposal? And for Wingstop to do that free deal for him, he might just be one of the luckiest guys around. Wouldn't you want that kind of deal with your favorite food chain? Number 3. His championship rings. Alright, this is something that he also hasn't spent money on, but they are something that are worth a lot to him as a whole. Because no matter what he does and doesn't spend his money on, there's a reason he has that much money to begin with. That's because he put on a show in the playoffs and then led 2 teams, the Spurs and the Raptors, to the NBA Finals and then got them victories in those finals. These rings are in many ways proof of just how good he is. Plus, the Finals MVP trophies help prove that too. But beyond that, should Kawhi break bad and just spend all of his money, he could sell his 2, and potentially 3 if he wins with the Clippers, rings in order to get money back. Given his prominence, he could easily sell them for millions depending on the buyer. Now, obviously, that's very much a worst-case scenario, and not something we honestly expect to happen. But to be honest, we don't know what to expect from Kawhi at times. Number 2. The hidden items. It may sound weird to talk about hidden items that Kawhi Leonard might have, but because of his relative secrecy in terms of how he spends his money, plus his frugal nature, it's hard to pinpoint down what else he has. For example, it's completely reasonable that he has another car or 2 laying around, but given his track record, they're doubtful to be the most expensive of cars. He probably got more because they run. Furthermore, while we know certain things inside of his house, we don't know all of what's inside. It's very likely that Kawhi bought things to decorate the house in a way that fits his personality. Then again, given how reserved he is, maybe not. All of this mystery about his purchases helps prove one thing: Kawhi is not following in the path of other NBA players. Number 1. The frugal Kawhi Leonard. It might be a bit mind-blowing to you that Kawhi well and truly doesn't spend a lot of his money despite the fact that he is loaded with money. He was well paid by the Spurs, the Raptors, and then the Clippers when he signed a $100+ million deal with them. So why doesn't he want to spend that money? To put it simply, he's probably just really smart about it. Because if you look at certain players in the NBA, NFL, MLB, and more, they have a bad habit of blowing money on things that sounded great at first, but eventually would wind up being a money sink. Or blowing through money so fast that they couldn't pay off what they needed. Kawhi is smart in knowing that if he spends everything now, he might not have what he needs to survive after his NBA career is over. So, while he may be the most frugal NBA player out there right now, that just means that when he retires, he'll literally have nothing to worry about. So, what did you think? What did you think of this look at how Kawhi Leonard spends his money? And just as important, how he doesn't spend his money. Can you believe how frugal a guy Kawhi Leonard is overall? Would you be able to resist that money should it fall into your lap? Or would you go full tilt and start buying everything that could possibly be on your wish list? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.